Hey guys, welcome back. Now, from our last video, I did say that we will be doing a bit of back testing. So I didn't want to go too far back on historicals. So I'm just going to go through a few trades that I've taken this week using the technique. So let's start off with Monday. So Monday was the 8th at 6 a.m. because that's the time that I begin to trade, and that's 6 a.m. London time. And I believe this is just in the almost the closure of the Tokyo session. And as we know, the 215 technique works best in the Tokyo and also in the London session. So I am right in the ideal time before the London session opens, before the Tokyo session closes as well. So right now I'm on the 15-minute time frame. So what I like to do first, I like to just mark out the structure on the 15-minute because you know the price move is. So I always want to mark this bit first so I know where it is trending. Alright, so the current price is 2384.99. So let me just put this at 234.99. Just zoom in a bit so we can have a clearer look at it. 234.99. Let me just put that there. Hold on. Okay, good. So we mark the current price, and we call this our point of interest, our POI for short. And this is all done on the 15-minute time frame. And then we also measure $2 below from the POI. That's a lot. And we call this our sell entry. So let's just put that as our sell entry and just punch in the coordinates manually. Sometimes the measurements are free-handed, so we can't do it like that. So that's our sell entry and the 15-minute time frame. And let's do the same thing above the point of interest again, and we will call this our buy entry. So it should be 2386 as the oh, that's perfect, 2386 on the buy entry line, 0.99 on the buy entry line. So let's just mark that as our buy entry line, and the sell entry line should be 2382.99. so it's $2 above for the buy entry, $2 below for the sell entry from our point of interest. Now this setup was a very good setup because I got a lot of confirmations. So the buy entry line does align with a resistance on the 15-minute time frame. And if we looked on our sell entry line as well, it does as well align with a support area as well on the 15-minute time frame. So these 2 points right here just give me more confidence in the trade structure markup of using the 215 technique. So let me just remove these so they don't really confuse us going forward. But yep, it's pretty important to me when I get these confident structures. All right, so we mark our structure on the 15-minute time frame. So let's do a bit of top-down analysis, and I don't have to go all the way up to the 4-hour and the daily. We can just start at the 30 minutes because that would be the next targets that we would aim for anyways. So that's the 15-minute structure. So we can see that there's a 30-minute support at the bottom right here. So let me just mark that as our 30-minute support. Okay, and there's also 30-minute resistance at the top here as well. So between the buy entry line and the sell entry line, well, between the buy entry line and the 30-minute resistance, sorry, it's almost 20 pips, which is good. And also between the sell entry line and the 30-minute support is almost 50 pips, which is really good as well. Now, usually whenever I enter a trade, if I can't get to another support or resistance on the higher time frames, I would usually aim for between 10 to 40 pips. And where I get these numbers from is that if you were to measure the buy entry between the buy entry line and the sell entry line, it's a total of 40 pips. That's the structure, right? So I can settle between 10 to 40 pips as it aligns within the 15-minute structure that you've created on the 15-minute time frame. All right, good. So we have our 15-minute structure, and we also have our 30-minute support and resistance mark. So it's just for us just to wait for confirmation on the 5-minute. And this is a trade that I took, and it's a perfect example of something I also want to introduce to you as well. Now, sadly, I didn't get the chance to record it on the day, but we'll try to ensure this is done on all our trades going forward so you can see it live. Now let's go. Let's look at the speed. Yeah, I'm okay with that speed, and just confirm that we are on Monday at 6 a.m. in the morning. Good. And this is the we're now on the 5-minute time frame. Now, if we look, the between the sell entry line and the 30-minute support, let's put that in the middle. Yeah, between the sell entry line and the 30-minute support, you do have some turbulence areas right here, right? So on the 5-minute time frame, as we're entering on a 5-minute time frame, it's always key to mark out areas where you can get a bit of turbulence. So if the price comes down in these areas, it can reject off these 5-minute supports. So it's always good to mark them, so when you see your price moving and it rejects, you know why it rejected. In the case of these 5-minute supports, is also on to the left. So let me just delete this. So it's always key just to always highlight these areas. Once you're gonna enter a trade, always ensure you look for turbulence areas which may affect the price movement of your trade. Good. All right, now let's go. All right, so the price is trending rather smoothly. As you can see, tested the sell entry line. Okay, good. Ooh, perfect. All right, now let's zoom in a bit more so we can explain what happened in this area. Now, as you can see, we did get 2 candles which tested the sell entry line. These 2 candles tested the sell entry line, but they didn't close, which is okay. And then this 3rd candle right here, oh, that's a horrible drawing. We just remove that. So this candle, this 3rd candle right here, oh no, that's better. This candle tested below the sell entry line, and it also closed as well below the sell entry line. And this was my confirmation candle, as it closed below the sell entry line. And what it also did as well, based on where it closed, I need to zoom in to show you exactly. It also closed at least 50% of the candles, the wicks of the candles next to it, and that just gives me a bit more confidence to enter off the trade, right? So that was the entry confirmation that I took for the sell entry on the 5 minute. And keep in mind that I do have these areas which can be rejection zones as well, which were rejection zones as well. So let me just pull this back a bit so I can show you exactly how it played out for me. So let's just pull that back a bit and enter using this candle right here. Now I usually go, as I said, within 10 to 40 pips as my target, and if I measure from here, it's almost 10 to 40 pips. But this one was set specifically for a 20 pip one because I was being considerate for these rejection zones. So I entered the trade there, entered the short trade there, and let's see how it plays out. Yeah, and that was it. I did get a rejection on the candle which followed it, which is perfectly fine and okay. With an entry setup such as this, I'm pretty confident that it would have went for that target that I had set for it, going for the $2 target, the 20 pips target. So yeah, that was the trade that I took. Very nice, very quick. I only got minor drawdowns in that trade, but it did smash take profit as well, and I just closed out the trade for that amount. But it's some distance away from the 30-minute support. But let me also show you something as well. But so I closed out the trade at that point in time, and now let me just remove this and show you what happened after using that technique. So let's go again. Now let me just pull it back to right here. Now you can also do what I call the 215 retest. So if the price moves downwards and then reject from, as we can see, rejected from these zones, if it rejects and then push back above our sell entry line, we can also enter again if it comes down and close below the sell entry line again. So let's remove these scribbles. Let's just remove them. Let's just remove them. And let's continue. So just looking at the retest bit of it. So if you look now, the candle did come back and it did close below our sell entry line again, so it would trigger us to do another trade if we were trading off the retest, which I would go in a bit more in a later video of how we can do the retest on the 215 technique. So it closed again below our sell entry line, so we could possibly have aim for the 30-minute support line, which was all the way down there. But sadly I didn't take that trade because I was perfectly happy with the trade I had taken prior. So just looking at it play out now, you can see that the price did trend downwards to that 30-minute support line. So that was a perfect example of a trade that I took using the 215 technique on Monday to score some profits.